Welcome to Wrap It Up. My name is Nonka Zumulo-Qindi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome on board. This is the channel that brings you a wrap-up of all those trending stories nationally and internationally. Do not be afraid to share your views and your opinions on all the stories that you are about to hear. Let's start here in Sidibeng. The first trending story was the water supply interruptions that happened in the areas of Roshni, Rustaval and Unitas Park, where we learned of a water meter that was being installed at the area of Helena's Rus. So community members had to do without water for about 6 hours, and that was so sudden. And later on in the week, there was another water supply interruption in Vanderbijl Park and the surrounding areas, where a major water pipeline was being repaired, one that supplies the Vanderbijl Park reservoirs. I went online, I saw the statement from the Mfuleni local municipality where they were apologizing for the inconvenience, blah, 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 and urging consumers to find other alternative ways of getting water. Listen, I don't have a problem with a statement, but really, that is very boring. Opening a tap, all of a sudden there's no water, you have to go online, and all of a sudden there is an apology and we are told to make means to get other forms of getting water. That is boring. I mean, things like installation and repairs, those are not things that are done overnight. These are things that are decided upon, they are planned, and then they're executed. So what I'm asking from myself and the Wrap It Up team, all we are saying to the municipality is, please inform the community in time so that adequate preparations can be made. That's just my view. Still within Sidibeng region, we learned of the temporal suspension of the municipal manager, Mr. Laki Litziani, who was suspended due to consistent complaints about his lack of performance as well as misconduct. And I learned as of this morning that there are other corruption allegations that are leveled against him. It's a developing story that I will bring you an update on as the week progresses, but that's what we know at that stage. Give me your opinion. Lots of corruption at the municipality, as we know it owes about what, 600 million plus. So yeah, it's a developing story that I'll bring you an update on. Moving right along, our president Cyril Ramaphosa addressed the nation and adjusted the country to alert level 3 lockdown, where he lifted the ban of alcohol and its sales. Restaurants and gyms were now allowed to open. We know that he also permitted the religious and political gatherings to resume. We know that 50 people are allowed at a funeral. Of course, all strict, rather COVID-19 protocols must be observed. We also know that insofar as religious and political gatherings are concerned, 50 people are allowed indoors, 100 people allowed outdoors. And what else? Schools opened, they reopened. He announced that schools are officially going to open, of which they did, primary school level and grade R's particularly. And another interesting thing is that he reinstated the 350 rands disaster fund or disaster management fund, something along those lines. The 350 rand that he provided to unemployed people as a way to fight the hunger and poverty during the lockdown. So he reinstated that. I have a problem because he initially wanted to stop it last year, right? It started early in the year 2020. He wanted to stop it at the end, and then he postponed it to 3 months. He extended the period to 3 months. Then early this year, 2021, it stopped. What was the reason? There's no money. Then after the sudden unrest that we saw in KZN and Gauteng, all of a sudden it's reinstated. Where was this money all along? Food for thought. What are your thoughts on that story? Give me your views in the comment section below. Moving right along, another story that trended was of the major route in Cape Town, B97, being closed off by the Transport MEC, Dalen Michel, due to the taxi violence that's been happening in that area. We know that this lane or road is going to be closed for the next 2 months because of the violence that's been taking place. What I do know also is that the Transport MEC, Mr. Fikile Mbalula, is going to be addressing the taxi industry in Western Cape. So I'll bring you an update on that story at the end of the week when we give you the next episode. Moving right along, the Phoenix murder cases, they are still ongoing. So we know that 20 people were murdered in Phoenix during the unrests, and about 10 arrests have been made. 10 suspects have been nabbed. In the beginning of the week, we knew of the 3 of them that were revealed, and then the rest were not revealed because the NPA said that they are still busy with the identity parade that's still outstanding. We know that media was barred from the proceedings, as well as the members of the public. They were not permitted. So it's a developing story that I'll also bring you an update on. I'm very glad that the suspects have been, caught and arrested, but they all applied for bail at the Verulam Magistrates Court. So it's another developing story that I'll bring you an update on later on in the week. Another trending story was of the impeachment process of the public protector, Busisiwe Mkhwebane. Luckily, this time she emerged victorious in this impeachment process, because the Western Cape High Court found that, Parliament's impeachment rules, some of them, a section of them, it's unconstitutional, and therefore it causes doubt in the legality of the impeachment process of the public protector. But in my opinion, she still doesn't have what it takes to hold office, because from the time she assumed that position, she took charge in that position. She has been in case after case. She's a familiar face in court, loopholes after loopholes. I just personally don't think that she is fit to hold that office, and somebody else should take over. If we could, we'd ask Mama Tuli Madonsela, but yeah, it's just one of those. What are your thoughts? Do you think that she's still fit to occupy that office? Do you think that the Western Cape High Court ruling is bad, or it's inadequate? What are your thoughts? I'd just like to hear them. Then there was that earthquake that happened in the area of Boksburg. I saw Twitter buzzing. People are like, guys, is this an earthquake? Another was like, no, this is a tremor. No, what's the difference? Blah, blah, blah. But we got a professional to actually confirm all those details for us. It was a spokesperson of the Council of Geoscience, Mr. Mahlatsi Munumela, who confirmed that there was an earthquake at 6:32 a.m. at the area of Boksburg, highly due to a mining activity that occurred at that site. But I don't know about you, that was Friday. What about Sunday morning? Let's talk about Sunday morning, where I actually literally felt the earth shaking, and there was another earthquake. And I went on social media, and people are like, guys, did you hear what's happening, or am I the only one that's hearing what is happening right now? So I was like, okay, I was not hallucinating, or it wasn't just my mind playing tricks on me. It really did happen. So I've been wanting to find out what's going on there. I haven't seen any formal report that it was an earthquake, but I did feel the earth shaking. That's what I can tell you. And then we had the Carling Black Label match that came back after a long time, where Kaizer Chiefs was playing against Orlando Pirates, and Amakosi Amahle, they came out victorious. It was a 1-0 win. Better than nothing, but I really would have loved a 2-1 or 2-0 win. But nonetheless, winners are winners, so congratulations to Amakosi. I'm very proud of you. You didn't stress me out this time. And then when it comes to the Tokyo Olympics 2020, Schoenmaker made us so proud when she won gold, and also broke the world record in the women's 200 meters breaststroke. So congratulations to her. I was watching the interview that ENCA had with her father, asking her how that moment was to see her being given the gold medal and everything, and he was just saying that he's so proud of her. There were about 12 in the house watching that moment, and he knows the work and sacrifice and dedication that went into her career up to this point. So congratulations to her, and well done to you, Schoenmaker, and may you continue to make us proud. We are definitely proud of you and celebrating you wherever you are. Then last but not least, we learned of the death of the TV mogul, Mr. Sean Ferguson, who passed away due to COVID-19 related complications. The country is still gripped by shock. None of us saw this coming, and tributes have been pouring in from people from different industries across South Africa, especially the film and entertainment landscape, and may his soul rest in peace. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe to this channel, and I will be back at the end of this week with another dose of Wrap It Up. Shup, shup.